If you want talk, games, and fun all rolled into one, well, you've come to the right place. This is The Game Show, where host Bradley Clarke and his special guests talk about the world of television game and competition shows. But Bradley's guests aren't here to just talk. They came to play a game as well. What will today's topic be? What game does Bradley have planned? There's only one way to find out.
It's time to start the show.
You heard the man. Welcome to The Game Show. And here's your host, the Bradster himself, Bradley Clarke.
As Beetlejuice says, it's showtime. Thank you so much, Austin Angelo, and welcome everybody to The Game Show, the talk show all about the world of television game and competition shows. I'm Bradley Clarke, and one of the biggest reasons why I love hosting and producing The Game Show is because I get to talk with people that I've been watching on television since my childhood. And today's guest definitely fits the bill when it comes to that statement. Now, if you are a frequent listener of The Game Show, you know the Bradster loves a good pun. So I don't want to disappoint any of my pun enthusiasts out there. So let's get to a pun right at the beginning of the show. Not only have I been watching my guest on television since my childhood, but you can easily say that I've looked up to him since my childhood as well. Literally.
Flight Time and Big Easy, teammates on the Harlem Globetrotters.
Being Globetrotters, we play games every single day, so we're used to getting up early and traveling different places.
And we probably will be the best-looking team to win ever.
Flight Time and Big Easy, Harlem Globetrotters who were stumped by Franz Kafka in Prague.
The last time we were on the race, Big Easy got us eliminated.
Are you kidding me? We're going to take the penalty for not doing the roadblock.
Flight Time and Big Easy, I'm sorry to tell you, you have been eliminated from the race.
Being Globetrotters, we're used to winning, so we're ready to carry on the winning tradition that we're used to.
We're easy on the eye, too, so if I had to look at me for an hour, I would do it. So.
Flight Time and Big Easy, teammates on the Harlem Globetrotters.
He hasn't lost a game in 15 years. I haven't lost a game in 9 years. The only thing we have lost is the Amazing Race twice.
No excuses this time.
We're older, we're wiser, we still look good.
See what I mean when I said that I've looked up to him since my childhood? It's been a long time since I've had an episode devoted to my favorite reality competition show of all time, The Amazing Race. 28 episodes to be exact. And that is way too long of a time to not talk about detours, roadblocks, and U-turns. Thankfully, my special guest today knows a thing or two, or three, about The Amazing Race, because he is a 3-time racer who, along with his partner Big Easy, have competed on 31 legs of The Amazing Race, which is a second place total for the most number of Amazing Race legs that have been competed on by a single team. Rad fact! Please welcome onto the game show for the very first time, one half of the Globetrotters from The Amazing Race seasons 15, 18, and 24, Herb Lang, a.k.a. Flight Time. Flight Time, welcome to the game show.
Oh, man, thank you for having me on. I'm glad I could be a part of your show.
This is such a pleasure for me because I'm checking off 2 dreams at once. Having you be my guest on the game show to chat about The Amazing Race, and being able to interview a member of the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters. And Flight Time, I can still remember the first time I ever went to a Harlem Globetrotters game because it was on Sunday, February 18th, 2007 when I was 9 years old. And the reason why I remember that day so fondly is because that was the premiere date of the 11th season of The Amazing Race, which was the first All-Star season. Brad fact! So you can tell that I'm a huge fan of the Harlem Globetrotters because I gave up watching the premiere episode of the most anticipated season of The Amazing Race ever to watch the Harlem Globetrotters do their thing at Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
Awesome. I mean, see how things come full circle, and here we are now talking. Not just you saw your favorite team, now you're talking to your Amazing Race people that you watch.
You are absolutely right. I don't recall if you were on the team that I saw play all of those years ago, but I was curious, on the Harlem Globetrotters tour, are there different teams that play in different areas of the country?
Generally, when the tour is in full swing, there's usually at least 2 teams touring. Sometimes there are 3 out at one time. So sometimes when you look at the schedule that they have up online, sometimes you may think that you're looking at a baseball schedule because there's also double headers typically on the weekend.
I guess that explains why I didn't see you and Big Easy on the court all those years ago. You two were probably on a different Globetrotters team at the time. Well, I might not have been able to watch you dunk in person, but I'm glad I get the chance to talk with you today on the game show. And we're going to talk about all 3 of your races around the world. And then later, Flight Time, I have created a special Amazing Race themed game just for you to play. So as we officially begin our conversation, let me channel my inner Phil Kogan by saying, the world is waiting for you. Good luck. Travel safe. Go. Before we start talking about the Amazing Race, I want to first ask you, what's the process like to make the Harlem Globetrotters team?
The Globetrotters have a typical training camp in which guys come in, and when I first joined the team, I didn't realize that I had to actually be a basketball player as well, because the Globetrotters, they do bring in great basketball players as well, but the tricks and things like that are something that you work on once you actually make the team. But the way that I joined the team, I was a former college slam dunk champion at the Final Four in San Antonio down in 1998. And after that, I ended up going to work a regular job after I graduated college as a personal trainer. And once I had an opportunity to try out for the Globetrotters, I went and tried out. They remembered me from winning the college slam dunk contest, and I went in and made the team, and I had an amazing opportunity to do it for 18 years before retiring 2 years ago.
And so did you choose your name, or did they give you the name?
The owner at the time, his name was Manny Jackson, and he said that every time I jumped, I should get frequent flyer miles, so he just started calling me Flight Time. So he gets all the credit for the nickname of Flight Time.
And speaking of frequent flyer miles, let's get into talking about the Amazing Race. And just to let you know, I did a Globetrotters Amazing Race binge and rewatched all 3 of your seasons, Flight Time, in a span of a week. So you better believe I am super excited to talk about the Amazing Race with you. The first question I want to ask is, prior to being on the Amazing Race, were you a super fan of the show, and that's the reason why you wanted to audition?
I don't know, super fan, because after going to a couple of those events in New York City watch parties, I don't think I was as crazy as some of those people that show up, but I was certainly a fan of the show. Being a Globetrotter and traveling the world, it was just something that captured my attention because I knew I'd have an opportunity at some point to be able to go through a lot of the places that you would see on the race.
Back in 2009, you and Big Easy created an audition video in which the 2 of you competed in a mini Amazing Race.
Okay, here we are, myself, Flight Time, and Big Easy. We are applying for a spot on the Great Amazing Race.
As you can see, we definitely work together. We hang out together. Yep. We do amazing races together. In the end, we both win. We win, everybody wins. That's right. Get 2 good-looking guys like this on the show, you win too. I look good enough for the both of us, so that makes 2. Whatever. Amazing race. Here we come.
Did you figure being Globetrotters and doing Amazing Race-esque challenges during the video would immediately attract the Amazing Race producers?
The way that it happened, that was myself and Big Easy, and there were 2 more of our teammates, Scooter and Special K. They also did an audition video to be one of the teams on the Amazing Race. But the thing about our video, I'm a fan of the show even beforehand, so I knew about the challenges and the envelopes and all of that good stuff. So when they asked us to do a video, the Globetrotters, I said, we got to make it as real as possible. So I wrote out all the challenges, I set up the challenges, and we just did it in that type of theme because I had actually looked at a few more videos like on YouTube to see what people were doing, and a lot of people were doing an actual pretend race.
And after watching your audition video, I can see why you and Big Easy were chosen for the Amazing Race. I'm sure the Harlem Globetrotters organization was also happy since you and Big Easy would be instantly recognizable after the race, and more people might come to the games.
It definitely extended both of our careers, and we also gained a whole lot of new Globetrotter fans along the way.
Being a Globetrotter, you travel all around the world to perform, but were there any countries you hoped to visit while on the Amazing Race because you'd never been to them before?
Yeah, the first season that we did the Amazing Race, I was into my 9th season with the team, and I had yet to travel to Australia. So the first time that I actually had a chance to travel to Australia was when I was on the Amazing Race.
And you ended up visiting Australia during legs 1 and 2 of the Amazing Race 18 Unfinished Business. Brad fact.
That is correct. And since then, I've actually been there a couple times. I went a couple times with the team after that. And Australia's amazing, and they're big Amazing Race fans down there as well.
Before we talk about season 18, let's talk about your first appearance on the show, which was during season 15. And I've got to say, I've watched every single season of The Amazing Race, but I had not watched season 15 since it aired back in 2009. And during the rewatch, it reminded me of how great of a season this was, and is now definitely in my top seasons of all time. The cast of teams was excellent, the race course was nicely designed, there was a great mix of humor and drama, the challenges were fantastic, And as a fan of the classic seasons of The Amazing Race more than the current seasons, although it was season 15, it felt like a classic season when I was watching it. Now, season 15 featured 12 teams at the starting line, and the last time 12 teams began the race was during season 10, and there was a surprise elimination during the first half of leg 1. Brad fact! When you were on the bus being transported to the starting line, did you have any speculation as to why there were 12 teams instead of the typical 11?
To be honest with you, I actually didn't. I didn't even think about it. I just thought that maybe they were doing something different. And I'll give you a nice little tidbit at that start line. I mean, everybody was, of course, excited. And once we would grip into the envelopes, we would find out that there would be a team to be eliminated right there on the spot, right there at the start line. And I just felt really bad for that team that got eliminated because before we actually got a chance to take off, they just talked about how long they had waited for that opportunity. And they were so excited. And when they got eliminated first, they didn't even make it to the airport. It really broke my heart, but quickly had to shift to the fact that we had a race to win.
Welcome, everyone. In just a few minutes, you will be leaving on the adventure of a lifetime. And as you race around the world, you will encounter every possible obstacle and many unexpected surprises. Your first clue is waiting inside the envelope on top of the luggage you brought with you. When I give you the word, you can run over to your bags, read the clue, and begin your journey. The first team to cross the finish line after 12 legs will win $1 million. But there is something else I need to tell you, and I don't think you're gonna like it. There is a new challenge in this race that's going to have a devastating effect on one team. And for this one team, it will be a very short race. Just beyond your backpacks is your first challenge. The details are in the clue. The team that is unable to complete the challenge will be eliminated right here. For the first time ever, one team won't even get past the start line. Everybody understands that?
Yep. Yes.
All right. The world is waiting for you. Good luck. Travel safe. Go!
Let's go!
Go, 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 go!
Let's go!
Sam, come on!
Open it, open it.
Fly to Tokyo. Tokyo.
But first, search the wall of license plates.
Teams must now search this wall of over 1,000 license plates for one of only 11 from the Shinagawa district of Tokyo, which is their first destination. Teams with an eye for detail will notice the Japanese symbol for Shinagawa printed at the top of their clue. The team that finds a correct license plate will receive a ticket on one of 2 flights to Tokyo. And the team left without a plate will be the first team ever eliminated at the starting line.
It's a reality show that I often tell people. I say some of the reality shows that you see now are scripted. There's nothing scripted about The Amazing Race except for the destinations, but the people are actually doing what they want to do and whatever they have to do in order to try to win the race.
Standing at the starting line, sizing up the teams, just from looks alone, because you couldn't talk to anyone, were there any teams that stood out to you as maybe being big competition?
Not really, because Big E and our whole thing was we never really competed to come in first place. We knew that we couldn't come in last place, but we need to come in first place in the end. So I think that with that mentality, we felt like we were racing against ourselves, and only ourselves would be the ones who could eliminate us. So as far as checking out the team, I didn't think that there was anybody that intimidated us per se, but there were teams that we looked at and were definitely like, yeah, we should definitely be able to go further than them. Another thing that happened at that start line as well is that if you watch, you'll see that when we take off, money starts to fly. So if I remember correctly, I remember we had a couple $100 for the leg of the race, but by the time we made it to the airport, we were about $100 short of our start line money. So we had to immediately start begging for money.
The first leg of the race in Tokyo had the teams traveling to the set of a Japanese game show in which the roadblock required one team member to eat a wasabi bomb if their arrow on the giant wheel landed on it.
Welcome, welcome. Are you ready to play the sushi roulette?
The Japanese are well known for their wild and outrageous game shows. And in our version, teams must complete a roadblock where one person competes in a gut-busting game of Sushi Roulette! Sushi Roulette. The host will spin a wheel containing 9 sushi rolls and 2 wasabi bombs. Wasabi is an extremely hot spice that is Japan's version of scorching horseradish. The contestants will eat whatever lands in front of them, but they must continue playing until they receive a wasabi bomb. When they do, they'll have only 2 minutes to consume this fireball of flavor to receive their next clue.
Were you happy that Big Easy had to eat the wasabi bomb and not you, Flight Time?
Big Easy and I, we had a plan going into it. Anything that had to do with eating, Big Easy was going to do it because for me, my stomach probably couldn't handle that big wasabi bomb.
Leg 3 of the race took place in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, and that was a big leg for you and Big Easy because you came in first place at the pit stop, but to get first place, you had to beat out Megan and Shane in a foot race to the mat, which you did by literally a couple of seconds.
We're going to run for it to get there.
We're going to run for it, all right? It's going to be tough to outrun them.
I think we can beat them if we get out first.
They can take second this time.
They're not going to take it. They want first, just like we do. My dad just passed away. That's what I'm playing for, so I got to run hard.
You ready to get out fast?
I see it, baby. I see it. I see it.
The gate. Go, go, go.
Hey, my man. Right here.
Come on, baby. Come on, girl.
Come on, let's go, boy.
Come on, baby.
Let's go.
Come on, baby. Come on, girl.
Megan, come on.
Welcome to Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam.
Thank you.
Flight Time and Big Easy. You are team number 1. That would make you team number 2. Team number 2, that's right. Well, I have some good news for you. As the winners of this leg of the race, you have won a trip or 2 from Travelocity to gorgeous Aruba.
Never been there before.
All right, well, you'll spend 5 nights in an oceanfront suite at the Hyatt Regency Aruba Resort, where you'll have a reserved beach cabana every day and take a sunset dinner sail, a snorkel sail, and a Jeep safari. And you can enjoy that after the race. It's got to feel good. 3 legs of the race. Guys have run in real close.
And I got a feeling we can see some more sprints to the finish with these guys coming up.
It's a tough race.
Yes, sir. And we doing our best. We ran hard, we ran tough. For my father, he was taken from us too early, but he's here with us. He was proud of me. He was proud of what I've become.
Knowing that Megan and Shane were such tough competition from the get-go, how important was it to beat them to the mat and claim first during that leg?
Like you said, they dominated the race. We just had to, let them know that we're going to be their competition. We were a team that was there to win, and we planned on being around for a while. So I think that they eventually stepped their games up as well. They realized it was not going to be easy.
I'm presuming at that point you thought yourself and Big Easy and Megan and Shane would be 2 of the final 3 teams, right?
Precisely. You are correct. I tell people now, when I meet them and they say, I rooted for you on Amazing Race, I say, I wish you could have rooted just a little bit harder.
One of my favorite challenges to watch you complete Flight Time was in Leg 4 in Cambodia, and that was the monkey maneuvering roadblock.
Here in Cambodia, monkeys are so revered, the royal family even employs a royal monkey master who trains dancers to behave like monkeys. To complete this roadblock, one person must learn to be a monkey and quite literally go bananas. Wearing a mask and a tail, that person must complete 3 monkey maneuvers as demonstrated by their monkey master. If they can keep up their simian act during the maneuvers, the monkey master will hand them their next clue.
Did your basketball skills help in that challenge because of how limber you needed to be?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it did. That challenge had a lot to do with balance, and that's a lot of what you have on the basketball court. Balance and moving and not falling down, or if you fall down, get back up. So I would definitely say that it helped me out.
Did you ever picture in your mind Big Easy wearing that monkey costume and having to walk across that narrow beam?
Absolutely not, and I haven't watched that episode again either, and I don't want to see it. He had to put on a lot of questionable outfits during the course of our race season, which I don't care to see him in again.
Not even the Brazilian headdress outfit?
That is exactly the one that's in my mind right now, and I'm trying to erase it.
Leg 4 was an interesting one, as Zev and Justin, who arrived at the pit stop in first place, lost one of their passports, which ultimately resulted in their elimination from the race.
The ups and the downs. We go from last to first, and then we lose our passport.
Yeah. When we came in today to the pit stop, Phil told us we were number 1. We were overcome with emotion. We were feeling the high of highs. We left in the interview with Phil, and we realized my passport was missing.
Yeah, we DQ'd or what? We should ask somebody.
This sucks.
What's going on, guys?
Just lost our passports.
What happened?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Zev and Justin, you do not have your travel documents. You need those for onward travel, and unless you find those documents, you'll be out of the race. Zev and Justin, any more ideas about where this passport is, guys?
No.
I understand you. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm sorry to tell you, you have both been eliminated from the race.
After the leg was over, were the teams told that Zev and Justin were eliminated due to Zev losing his passport? Because they were clearly in first place throughout the entire leg.
We knew that they were eliminated. We knew that if you can't find the passport, then you're pretty much automatically eliminated. So we knew the rule. They informed us pretty quick.
Had Zev and Justin not lost their passport, did you think they might have been the third team racing in the finale? Because, as you found out again in Unfinished Business, they're strong racers.
Possibly. They were definitely a strong team. They ran a good race that first time, which is one of the reasons why they were also able to come back again for a second time. But they're a team that probably just looking at them as far as physical strength and things of that nature, you probably wouldn't think that they're a strong team. But Zev is pretty crafty, and his partner's a smart guy as well, so that's why they did so well. It's a lot of luck that goes into it with the taxis and unfortunate circumstance of losing something like a passport. It takes a lot of skill to win the race, but it also takes some luck to go with it. And bad luck can get you out just as fast as any luck.
They don't call Zev the duck whisperer for nothing.
When we first arrived, I saw everybody freaking out a little bit. I'm like, you don't need to do that, just relax.
Attaboy, attaboy. Show those ducks who's boss. It turns out he's the duck whisperer. I mean, who knew?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Attaboy, Zebby.
Exactly.
Let's now move on to one of the most famous moments in Amazing Race history, and that is the water slide incident on leg 6 in Dubai. Unfortunately, you and Big Easy were in last place throughout most of that leg because Big Easy took a long time to complete the roadblock.
Yeah, the thing about Big Easy is that his stature, he's 6'9", he's close to 300 pounds. It could be intimidating, but he's really a nice, easygoing guy for the most part. And during the whole time, my thing was keep him calm, don't let him become too aggressive. But once we realized that we were at the top of that water slide in last place with a chance to pass the team, I said, hey, go ahead and do your thing. And that's when we started doing a little bit of the chattering back and forth. That's when the little trash talk that we do in basketball, that's when something like that pays off.
You probably gotta jump into some water.
It's water and it's a slide. Sit in the water.
That's not where it's at.
Well, get a grip, come on. $1 million to go down a slide. Really? $1 million. Let me walk you through the slide. Okay? Okay? Take a breath. You're freaking yourself out. Just sit down. Start by sitting down. I promise you, just start by sitting down. Start by sitting down. Start by sitting down, Micah. Start by sitting down. You're gonna make us lose the race. You're gonna make us lose the race if you don't go down a water slide. Sit down. Scream if you have to. Just sit down. That's all you have to do is sit down, sweetie. Please sit down. Yes, you can, Micah. Look, watch me. I'm gonna sit behind you. Sit down.
No! Do not force me.
I'm not forcing you.
A lot of people want to do this stupid stuff. It's
not doing this.
The teams who was in front of us, they probably praying and wishing that we come in last. We need to get that fast, my man. We're gonna walk them down, baby.
I can't do this.
Like this.
Don't get close
Okay.
to me.
Micah, trust me.
I don't trust you.
Micah, stop. Both hands. Close your eyes. Micah, stop. Come on.
Two people can't go. Get up.
Come on.
Get up.
Just do it.
Thank you. Is it over there? Come on. Yeah. Right there.
I can't do it.
Yes, you can.
I can't do it.
Yes, you can.
Why?
Don't waste time asking why. Just go down the slide.
Leap of faith? Come on, Big Easy. Where is it? This way. It's probably up there.
Cam, why do you hate me?
Because you made a complete moron. It's a water slide.
This way. Leap of faith.
Here.
2 minutes. Your life is going to change in 2 minutes. Basically, only one team can go at a time. As soon as that team comes up on you, you have 2 minutes starting from that point to actually make yourself do the challenge. And if you don't, you have to get up and let the team behind you go first. You can do this. You can do this. I promise you, you will be so proud of yourself. It's going to be worth it. I promise. Don't listen to him.
Don't do it. It's high. It's all the way up here.
Guys, come on. That's not cool enough. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
You can. Come on back.
Go. You can do it.
Shut up, dude.
You go down the slide, those guys are going to lose. I'm so pissed at them, you should be too. They're saying you can't do this, I know you can.
Hands up. Step aside. Step aside.
Thought you were decent, Big Easy. You're a piece of crap, man.
I didn't like seeing her cry, but it's a race. We're here for the race.
That's how you get it done.
I'm going down first.
Kanan.
Come on, they're coming. Let's go, come on.
I wish I was in Nashville. Dude, you need
She's just saying she can't do it. I know she can. But with fear, you suck yourself out.
He's gonna hate me. I just don't want to do it. He's gonna hate me.
Flight time and Big Easy, you are team number 6, and you are still in this race.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is one of the most dramatic finishes we've ever had.
We're ready for anything. That's what we said. Whatever we have to do to stay in the race as long as we can, that's what we're willing to do.
This was last second shot. Micah threw us the alley-oop. She was running point, and we slam dunked it.
Fortunately for us, we were able to complete that 6th leg of the race, which was our goal going in. We have to make it through at least 6 legs of the show. And I think once we crossed that line and went down that slide, that's what set us right into season 18.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. So you were thinking if you and Big Easy made it to at least leg 6, maybe you would get called back for a future All-Star season.
Yeah, we were thinking that hopefully people like us. If we don't win, maybe we'll come back for an All-Star at some point. There's people that have developed a relationship with you, per se, as a favorite team at that point, because as the show goes, you start to get a little bit more time as teams tend to get eliminated, and the connection becomes a little bit closer.
Being that you and Big Easy were in last place that entire leg, how shocked were you seeing Micah and Kanan still at the water slide when you got there?
To be honest with you, I thought that there may be a chance that they were behind us. So I was shocked to see them there, but I was even more shocked to realize that they had been there for an extended period of time and had not gone down the slide, which would have eliminated us. So at that point, it was new life for us, because I remember in the car on the way to the hotel where the slide was located telling Big Easy, if we go out this leg, we had a good race. And we were basically giving our goodbye speech. But once we got there and realized that it wasn't over with, we had to put it into overdrive. We had to let our mouth do a little bit of talking at that point.
Micah and Kanan had 2 minutes from the time that you got to that point to go down the slide. I'm presuming that was the longest 2 minutes of your life?
Actually, it went by pretty quick, to be honest with you, because Big Easy was talking the whole time, and I was kind of giggling, and some of the producers on the side, they were actually laughing too, the camera people, because they were so frustrated. But that's something that you don't see on the camera, but it was pretty entertaining, and we couldn't believe it. So once she got out of the way, they pulled her out. That 2 minutes was up. Man, I could have went head first down that side if they let me.
In the following leg at the airport, you told all the teams what happened at the water slide. But prior to seeing you there, did the other teams know that you were still in the race and Micah and Kanan had been eliminated?
They all knew because the pit stop was right there at the bottom on the beach, so they could actually hear what was going on. So they knew that we were the last two teams, and they knew that she was having an issue going down. And once we actually came running up to the beach, I remember looking over at the other teams. They were sitting underneath the canopy, and they looked like they were just shocked to see us. And if you see us running in, we're kind of looking over there, shaking our heads, letting them know that we were still racing. Don't count us out. Globetrotters are still racing.
On leg 8 of season 28, the teams visited the Aquaventure water park in Dubai that is home to the Leap of Faith water slide, and the episode featured a short clip of the famous Amazing Race 15 moment as Tyler of Team Tyler and Corey recognized the slide. Have you seen the episode?
Actually, I didn't. I didn't see that one.
I want to go down that.
That's the slide.
Step aside.
I can't believe they got out because of that slide. Crazy.
Jumping ahead to leg 8 in Stockholm, Sweden, the roadblock was the first ever Amazing Race Switchback, which is a challenge that originally appeared on a previous season of The Amazing Race, but is being used again on a new set of teams. Brad fact! This switchback featured one of the toughest and most memorable challenges in the history of The Amazing Race. The Bogsgard Farm Hay Bale Challenge, first featured on leg 3 of season 6. Brad fact!
Roadblock! This farm was the site of one of the most unforgettable roadblocks in Amazing Race history. The task appeared simple enough. Teams were asked to unroll hay bales in search of a clue. But one team, Lena and Christy, struggled for nearly 10 hours unrolling 100 hay bales without finding anything.
Lena and Christy, the last team checked in more than 2 hours ago. Unfortunately, you've both been eliminated from the race.
Now, in an Amazing Race switchback, teams will face the same challenge. And they'll have to search thoroughly through 186 hay bales to find one of only 7 race flags to avoid the same fate. This time round, the farm is also the pit stop for this leg of the race. The last team to check in here may be eliminated.
You made Big Easy do the roadblock because it was your birthday, but I want to know, how many hay bales did Big Easy unroll to find a race flag, and about how much time did it take?
I think he probably went through about 30, 35. That was probably about an hour, hour and a half.
And your birthday luck rubbed off on Big Easy because in that leg, you checked into the pit stop in first place.
Big Easy, you gonna find one, baby. Break it side to side. Look at me, Easy. Break it like that while you rolling it. It might pop out.
Big E's don't worry nothing I gotta say right now, and I can't really say that I blame him. This is a nightmare.
I know I'm not doing it, but I'm just saying, it's all you. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. It's my birthday. Ah.
He got it. It's pretty big.
Big Easy just got a clue. He's so freaking lucky.
Hell no! Big Easy just found one, of course, because they're the luckiest team in the history of the race. Why wouldn't they find the first one? You know, they were only third to get here. Damn it.
Welcome to Sweden.
Thank you.
Flight time and Big Easy?
Yes.
You guys are team number 1.
Yeah, baby!
And guess what? We got a good birthday gift for you. As the winners of this leg of the race, you have won a trip or two from Travelocity to gorgeous Turks and Caicos.
Oh, yeah, baby. You know what that is? Yeah, I know what it is.
You'll spend 7 nights in an oceanfront suite at Windsong Resort, enjoying massages, a scuba diving trip, and a cave exploration to North and Middle Caicos.
For him to go out there and step up and win a trip for my birthday, I'm proud of him. This is the cake and the icing on the cake. I mean, we definitely feel like we're hitting the groove right now. I mean, we're Harlem Globetrotters. That's what we do. We travel the world, and at this point, that the world knows that we're here to win the race.
Yep, and it was a good birthday present to me.
Now it's time to bite the bullet, Flight Time, and talk about leg 11 in the Czech Republic. Unfortunately, Big Easy could not figure out the word Franz, as in Franz Kafka, during the roadblock, and decided to take a 4-hour penalty even after all the other roadblock participants had already completed the task.
The existential author, Franz Kafka, rejected technology and questioned the meaning of life. To complete this roadblock, one person must enter a convoluted bureaucratic world that many people refer to as Kafkaesque. In this enormous warehouse, filled with dozens of empty desks and telephones, teams must search for the 5 phones that actually have someone else on the end of the line. When they pick up the ringing phones, a voice will give them one letter in the word Franz. Once they unscramble the letters to figure out his name, they must fill it in on a special form. And if they're correct, the supervisor will hand them their next clue.
Man, it's some bull. Oh, man. Herb.
What's up?
I ain't get it yet, dog.
You gonna take the penalty?
I might just take it.
All right, let's go.
We're gonna take the penalty for not doing the roadblock.
In the event that a team is unable to complete a roadblock, a 4-hour penalty must be served before they can resume the race.
Damn, my bad, dog. It's all good. I ain't gonna. The last thing I wanted to do was give up.
I was thinking the same thing, just take the penalty.
The competitors and basketball players and just in life, never quit, never quit, never quit. But in this instant, it benefited us to quit. So I just took the 4-hour penalty, maybe had enough time for to catch up with the other teams.
And I would call it just making a strategic move for the team in order that we could advance to the next part of the race.
Hopefully the pressure of everything just come down on the other team and just make a mistake.
As you were waiting out the 4 hours, did you have any second thoughts about taking the penalty? Because he could have possibly completed the task within the 4-hour time frame of the roadblock penalty, and you already were in last place anyway.
Well, the second thoughts only came up when we actually got eliminated. But at that time, we'd been there for several hours, as I recall, and he felt like he just wasn't going to get it. So it was just better for us to take the penalty. And it wasn't an easy decision for us to make, but it's something that we did, and we ended up getting eliminated as a result of it. But it all comes full circle when you look back at it.
That's it. There's a clue box right there. Make your way to the next pit stop.
Taxi! We not stop racing until Phil tells us it's over for us.
We're Globetrotters. We travel the world, but all the things that we've done on the race have been new to us. Experiences that we'll have for the rest of our life. We can always look back on it and say that we did it.
It's a nice ride, though.
There you go. There you go. You there, baby? Take it on.
Let's go. We're gonna like jog. Yeah, we're gonna like jog. All right?
Love you, dog.
Love you too, baby.
Flight time at Big Easy. You are the last team to arrive. I'm sorry to tell you have been eliminated from the race. Loved watching you guys race around the world, I have to say.
We had a great time.
Yeah, we had fun. Sometimes this race can tear relationships. And I think it built ours. I love Flight Time to death, and I hopefully me and him could be teammates another 20 years, and I know we're going to be friends forever anyway.
We started just like we finished. We ran across the finish line with our heads held high. With the Harlem Globetrotters, we go as a team and we leave as a team. And we didn't win $1 million. The experience that we had is priceless.
When you watch the final leg in Las Vegas with Megan and Shane, Sam and Dan, and Brian and Erica, after seeing the tasks, do you think you would have had a good chance of winning?
Yeah, I think that we would, because it was all physical stuff. And that was something that we heard afterwards. A couple of the people on the staff were like, I think you guys would have really had a chance because the next leg is going to be pretty physical. So I definitely think that we would have had a chance to compete and bring home the $1 million. But again, it wasn't in the card, and we'd get a chance to come back and do it again.
And what a great segue that is. So Flight Time, let's now talk about your second chance to race around the world.
is Palm Springs, California. Built in a rugged valley, it is the second windiest place on Earth. It's a city on the forefront of modern energy technology. From this iconic landscape, 11 teams of Amazing Race favorites will embark on one more race around the world, one more chance to win the Amazing Race, and $1 million.
In 2010, a little over a year after you finished running season 15, you were back at the starting line taking part in the 18th season of The Amazing Race, which was subtitled Unfinished Business. This season, that would eventually air in the spring of 2011, consisted of 11 returning teams from seasons 12 through 17 who were either eliminated or did not win due to unfortunate mistakes, bad luck, or memorable mishaps. Brad fact! When you and Big Easy got the call asking if you would like to run the race again, was it an automatic yes?
It was double automatic yes. We were super excited, didn't know if the opportunity would come around again. Actually, we didn't even really think about it for a while, so when it happened, it kind of happened out of the blue, but we were certainly excited to be able to go out and represent the brand, Harlem Globetrotters, to be able to represent ourselves and our families again on such a huge stage. So, yeah, we were definitely excited. When the Globetrotters called or when the Amazing Race called, you answered that call.
Just like season 15, the Amazing Race Unfinished Business began with a starting line challenge in which you had to search through hundreds of paper airplanes blowing in the wind to find one that had the word Qantas on it, which referred to the clue Phil gave, Queensland and Northern Territorial Aerial Services. This time around for you, instead of being eliminated for not completing the challenge, the last team to complete the challenge received an automatic U-turn, meaning that team had to complete both sides of the first detour you encounter on the race. Brad fact!
Welcome back, everyone. In just a few minutes, you are going to be racing around the world again. Now, the last time you raced, some of you came within inches of victory. But there's not a winner among any of you. Well, now you've all been given a second chance, a chance to settle some unfinished business. Teams, are you ready to race around the world one more time? Now, there's something else I need to tell you. The first team to check into the pit stop at the end of this first leg of the race will win the Express Pass. A team that wins the Express Pass can use it before or during one challenge that they don't want to complete on the race. You simply hand over your Express Pass, skip the task, and move on. Trust me, you want the Express Pass. As always, the first team to cross the finish line at the end of 12 legs will win $1 million. Now, since you're all returning teams, you probably think you know how everything is going to go. Well, think again, because this race is going to be very, very different, starting right now. You see your bags over there? There's no clue on top of them. Your first clue is in my hand right here. To get it, you're going to have to find something in the desert and bring it to me. Your search field is on the other side of the road over there. The first 8 teams to bring me what I need will be on the first flight. The other teams will be on the second flight that lands about 90 minutes later. But there's something else. The last team to complete this challenge will receive an automatic U-turn. That's right. That team will have to complete both sides of the first detour that you encounter on the race. The stakes are high, but as you all know, second chances don't come free. When I give you the word, you can run into the desert, bring me what I want, and if you're correct, read the clue and climb into one of the 2012 Ford Focus cars waiting for you. Then you can drive yourselves to Los Angeles International Airport. Now listen very carefully, because this is what I'm looking for in the field. Queensland and Northern Territories Aerial Services. Is everybody ready? Yeah! All right, the world is waiting for you. Good luck. Travel safe.
Let's go!
Although the penalty was not as harsh as the first time, did the first challenge bring back drama-filled memories of the starting line challenge of season 15?
Not really. I don't think when you're actually in the race, you really have time to think about certain things like that. So I don't think that's something that I really thought about, or Big E would have thought about either. If you ask him the question, I think it's safe for me to say that he would probably give you the same answer. There's so many more things going through your head, like how am I going to get to the next location, stuff like that. So it's hard to reflect while it's happening.
You ended up getting the 6th set of tickets on the first flight to Sydney, Australia. When you heard that the last team to complete the challenge was getting an automatic U-turn, was there a team you were hoping would get that disadvantage?
Actually, not really. I mean, at that point, it's really early in the race, so you don't really know what the strengths are of some of the teams that you haven't raced with before. So, again, our mentality was never going into a race looking at, like, we got to get rid of them, we got to get rid of this team. It was just we have to do what we have to do to stay in the race. I think that's more of a strategy that's maybe used for the later parts of the race, but early on, we don't really know the teams that we're racing all that well, so I think that's something that plays a factor in that.
The first leg of the race ended with Phil saying to keep racing, and you were given the first clue of the second leg at the pit stop. After finishing the leg in 5th place, what was the feeling of knowing that you weren't getting any rest and you had to immediately start the next leg?
It was terrible because we were exhausted. It was hot in Australia that day, and I remember Mike's dad, he was struggling with heat exhaustion and stuff like that, so definitely was not excited to keep racing. We were definitely excited for a potential pit stop and a nice meal and a hot bath.
Like we talked about earlier, on season 15, you had to dress up as a monkey, but during leg 2 of season 18, you had to dress up like a kangaroo and hop around the Australian outback.
Time for a rude awakening.
Teams are about to face a task that will challenge their memory of high school chemistry.
But they're gonna have to do it dressed as kangaroos. After suiting up as Australia's national symbol, teams will have to figure out where to go next with nothing in their hands
but the periodic table of elements. Hopping through this mining town, teams must figure out that there are many streets named for the elements on the periodic table, and that these 2 elements highlighted are the only 2 element-named streets that cross each other. When they reach the intersection of Mercury and Bismuth, they will find their next clue.
So flight time, I'm curious, which animal outfit did you prefer wearing, the monkey or the kangaroo?
I'll say the kangaroo, because the kangaroo, we had things on our feet that gave us a little bit of extra bounce, so that was pretty cool.
During unfinished business, you once again traveled to Japan. However, at the pit stop in Kurihama, you arrived in 3rd place, but after you left the mat, you were given a 30-minute penalty because you inadvertently took Ron and Christina's fanny pack at the Prayer of Purity detour and didn't return it to the spot you took it from. Do you think you should have been given this 30-minute penalty, especially since you had already checked in with no penalty given to you?
That was a rule that I wasn't familiar with, and to be honest with you, I don't even remember moving that fanny pack, but I guess according to the video, it says if I moved it and I didn't put it back in the proper place, but fortunately we didn't get eliminated. It was something that didn't cost us.
Right here.
Ron and Christina, you're team number 4.
Christina, you don't look so happy.
After the detour, the fanny pack was no longer there. The Globetrotters just took it. If it was an innocent mistake, they should have, at the very least, brought it back up to the mountain, because that delayed us significantly.
I think what you've just described, I can totally understand why you're feeling upset.
So I'm going to give the Globetrotters a 30-minute penalty, and that puts you in 3rd place.
You know, we like to play the game honestly, and if the tables were turned, I'm sure they would do the same thing.
Did you either argue or talk with the producers asking why you were getting this 30-minute penalty?
No, not at all, because I don't think that we felt like we were going to be eliminated anyway, so it wasn't something that we argued about. We took our medicine, took the penalty, and kept racing.
And speaking of kept racing, at the end of the following leg, which was leg 4, for the first time in Amazing Race history, there was a second Keep On Racing pit stop in the same race. Brad fact! You had just completed an exhausting leg in Lijiang, China. So how surprised were you that you had to complete 2 legs back-to-back again?
At this point, we were just expecting the unexpected. So we were surprised, we were disappointed, but what can we do? We signed up for it. We signed up to be pushed to our limits, and that's exactly what they were doing with the experience that the teams had as far as racing before. So you had to take the medicine and keep racing.
A lot happened in the following leg, which was leg 5. First, one of the most fun scenes I've ever watched on The Amazing Race occurred when you, Jet, and Keisha faced off against Big Easy, Cord, and Jen in a game of 3-on-3 basketball in China.
You know, all the teams got there, and we were sitting around, and I knew that Flight Time had told me that they had a basketball, and I'm like, hey, I see a basketball goal.
Let's play that one down there, 3-on-3. It was me, Flight Time, and Keisha.
And it was me, Jen, and Big Easy.
Shoot that! Oh! Who would have ever thought that we'd be playing basketball?
Two Cowboys.
With the Harlem Globetrotters in China.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like playing basketball with trees.
We had a good time, you know. Everybody was involved, you know, it was
Right.
something cool. The race is stressful, and it was good just to let all that just die down and just go away.
I'm curious, since it was never shown in the episode, which team won the basketball game?
I'm pretty sure they won. Not by much, though, but I'm pretty sure they won. We actually had a lot of fun that day doing that. Even exhausted as we were, it was just fun to be able to get back to doing something that we typically do, which is play basketball.
In addition, during Leg 5, you were U-turned by Jamie and Cara because they were U-turned by Kent and Vixen at the double U-turn.
It's got to be in here somewhere.
Let's go in here, right here. Herb. Come on, Herb. Huh? Damn. The U-turns.
Well, we got to go back to perform the other task now.
Right, cool. Relax.
It ain't over, baby.
Due to you being such a strong team during your first race, did you expect to be U-turned by another team sometime during the unfinished business race course?
Absolutely. We expect it to be U-turned because when you make it to a certain point in the race, it's certainly no more friendships. It's pretty much every man for themselves, and you're trying to compete and you're trying to win the money. So people do strange things for money, and fortunately, it wasn't anything strange. It was within the rules of the game, and we got U-turned, but we were able to overcome it. And like I said, we realized that we're racing against ourselves, and that's what we continue to do, race against ourselves, try to make sure that we're at a nice, steady, even pace and thinking things through. And I think that has a lot to do with some of the success that we had during our race season.
Leg 6 had the teams flying to Kolkata, India, where you participated in the tea tasting roadblock from hell, in which you had to pick out a cup of papaya mango tea that you had tasted nearly 900 miles away in China from hundreds of cups to choose from.
Kolkata has always been the point where Chinese tea came to India and Indian tea left for China. Now in this place, where flavors have been traded for centuries, teams will face a roadblock that will push their powers of perception to the extreme. Team members will now take part in the ancient Indian tradition of tea tasting, which can take years to master. First, they'll gather one papaya and one mango, native fruits of India, and bring them along with their brick of tea to the tea auctioneer. Once the auctioneer infuses the flavors, team members must find the same tea they tasted at the shop in China amongst hundreds of cups filled with a vast array of flavors. When they do, they will receive a bottle of iced tea from the tea auctioneer with a clue under the cap.
If you had to guess, how many cups of tea do you think you drank during the roadblock?
I think that they said I may have drank over 100. Funny thing about that is I remember when we stopped to taste the tea before we actually got to where the tea tasting was, and I just thought it was ridiculous that we actually had to go to that place. But little did I know that that would be something that I'd have to remember as far as the taste, which is one of the reasons I struggled on that part of the race, because I didn't realize that I was looking for a particular flavored tea. But once I eventually tasted it after hundreds, I realized that it was so different from the other teas that we had, and I knew I had the right one.
Come on, Flight. Come on, you all right? Come on, jog up there. There you go. Good try. Good try. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Don't worry about it. Come on.
Trying, baby. I was exhausted. I mean, it was the hardest thing that I've ever done. I thought about the last time we got eliminated. We took a penalty.
I ain't get it yet, dog.
You want to take a penalty?
I might just take it.
And we definitely weren't going to take a penalty. We made that pack coming into this second chance race. I didn't want to give up.
Go again. Go again. You just got to get lucky, baby. Come on, get it. Come on. Throw it to him, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah! That's my dog. Way not to give up, baby. Way to be a soldier, boy.
Let's go.
Fine, just keep going.
Good job, baby. You got a clue? This is what he gave me. He said this is the clue. Yo, look, something in here.
You know? Yeah. Let's go.
You gotta go fast.
And what really made it difficult was that you didn't taste the tea and then go to the tea tasting challenge. You had a long flight from China to India in between.
There was probably about almost 2 full days that passed before we actually got to taste the tea again. But as you've seen, Mr. Run, he remembered the tea immediately. He smelled it and knew what it was.
Luke from mother-son team Margie and Luke struggled even worse with the tea tasting roadblock, eventually resulting in their elimination that leg. Did you ever find out how many cups of tea Luke drank?
I don't know how many he drank, but I do know that Luke eventually had to get an IV as a result of the vomiting and stuff that were happening during the course of the race, something that they couldn't show on the show because it was a Snapple sponsorship. So he couldn't have us vomiting and puking on Snapple. But, yeah, it was a tough day. It was definitely my toughest leg of the race out of all seasons that I competed.
Even though you mentioned that you were not going to take a penalty during your second race, after a while, did a thought ever cross your mind to take the 4-hour penalty and not complete the tea tasting roadblock?
Well, I mean, I was going to do whatever I had to do. I wasn't stopping until they told me I couldn't drink anymore or I found the right one. So there was no quitting in this season or taking any penalties. We're going to see it all the way through to the end. And one of the things about it, too, is that after a certain point, they told us we didn't have to drink the full cups of tea anymore. We could just taste it and spit it out and take the tea up there. So that's what happened toward the end. We weren't actually drinking the full cups of the tea. So still a tough challenge, but even tasting hundreds of cups of tea is not something that I care to repeat again in my lifetime.
So let's jump ahead to leg 9, where you U-turn the Cowboys jetting court in Switzerland.
All right. What's going to do?
We choose to U-turn the Cowboys. We don't want to do it, but it's either us or them. Sorry, guys.
Let's go.
It's one of the last team may be eliminated. It was tough U-turning Jet and Court. They were actually one of my favorite teams ever, but it's down to the end, and it's either us or them, and we know that they're behind us. It's all about survival.
You were a good distance ahead of the Cowboys at that point, heading to the pit stop. So do you think you necessarily needed to use the U-turn, or was this, we just want to ensure that we get to this pit stop, it's here, why not use it?
It was there for the taking. It secured us a spot in the next leg of the race. It was between us and them. So if it's us or them in a competition, it's going to be them every time with no regret, and I'm sure that they would say the same thing.
In the next leg, the 10th leg of the race, which also took place in Switzerland, an interesting situation happened at the roadblock that you participated in. The task was to create a Travelocity roaming gnome out of chocolate, and during the challenge, you had to put the gnome mold in the freezer to harden. However, Vixen inadvertently took your mold out of the freezer thinking it was hers.
I'm going to do this bottom part. I'm going to make it great.
Good job, Jen.
Good. Perfect.
Should I put this in the refrigerator? I'm going to go get my other. Somebody got mine.
That's mine.
I just took, this is the one I just bought in. Oh, this is mine down here.
Nope, this one's mine. Yes, I had the eyes filled in.
Yeah, I did the bottom.
That was on the bottom level?
Yeah, that's not mine.
That's possibly mine.
Yours.
Yeah, that's mine.
Who got mine?
Somebody got his bottom, man. What's up? That's not right. Are we serious? That's how it gonna happen up here?
This is mine because I did my eyes. Mallory?
What?
You have the right one, Mallory?
Yes, absolutely.
Somebody got my bottom.
I don't have your bottom. Can you please put it back in the freezer, please?
Calm down, sister.
She didn't even do her bottom. Her bottom finished like that already. She didn't do two bottoms that fast. If Flight Time has hers, that means she has his, right? But she didn't do two bottoms.
I think there are too many cooks in the kitchen.
I remember I put it right here.
Stop touching other people's stuff. That's all they have to do.
So I just got to do a bottom over again?
No way.
I did two bottoms.
So he got to do another one over just because somebody else took his? That's not right.
I know this is not mine, but I'll work with it.
Jen, you good? Mm-hmm. That means she got.
Come on now. Y'all know good and well Vixen didn't do no two bottoms. She took it. I'm going to say it.
No, but you're throwing down blame.
I'm telling the truth. I ain't blaming. I'm telling what happened.
Big, you're blaming.
I'm telling what happened. That's what happened. And that's it.
Look, I've only put one in the fridge. I didn't start putting mine in the freezer till just now.
I'm sure she didn't do it on purpose. We're not blaming nobody.
Aw, that's so sweet, Flight Time.
If she took it, can't you take it back?
That's it.
That's not what
I don't
happened.
want to talk about it. I don't want to talk.
Now, since you and Big Easy were penalized in leg 3 for taking something from another team by accident and not putting it back, resulting in the other team losing time, do you think Kent and Vixen should have been penalized for pretty much doing the same thing during this roadblock?
I didn't, because those little technical rules like that are not really things that you're thinking about during the course of the race. I haven't thought about that until now, that, oh, yeah, we got penalized back then for moving something, so that should be the same for them. If it's within the rules of the game and if it was something that was in the rules that if they moved it and didn't put it back, then yeah, but it didn't affect our outcome, so we move on, we keep racing. But it's just a little bit different when you're watching it and actually running the race. That's one of the things that I've noticed immediately from my first season, because sitting on the couch, being in that position, like, oh, I could do this or I would have done that. But when you got nerves and emotions and excitement and all these different things going through your body, there's so many things that you're thinking about that you're not thinking about, even the most minor things that aren't relative to actually helping you win the race.
Moving on to leg 11 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Was it nerve-wracking running this leg? Because leg 11 was when you were eliminated in season 15.
Now at this point, we definitely realized that this was the hump that we needed to get over. We raced 11 legs previously, and we now had an opportunity to go into the 12th leg of the race for the actual $1 million. So there was a little bit of nervous excitement going into that, but we had fun, and that was one of my favorite legs of the race. Experience in Brazil, it was my first time in Brazil, and to actually complete the leg of the race and have an opportunity to race for the championship in leg 12.
And you got to see Big Easy shake it.
Something I don't care to see again.
You ended up finishing the leg in 3rd place.
Come on! Right to the end, yeah! Flight time and Big Easy, you are team number 3. Woo! Oh, yeah. And you are one of the 3 teams that will be racing to the finish line for a second chance to win $1 million.
Sign the check! We coming to get it!
Now at that point, even if the next leg, the final leg, doesn't turn out in your favor, were you going to be satisfied by your second chance Amazing Race experience because you were guaranteed to do better than the previous time and you were going to reach the finish line?
No, we weren't satisfied. At this point, we might as well win now. We're here. And when we didn't win, we were disappointed. We were happy for Keisha and Jen that they won, but we wanted to win. We wanted to be one of those teams that went down in history as actual winners of the Amazing Race.
Unfortunately, you ended up coming in 2nd place to sisters Keisha and Jen, who became the 2nd all-female team to win the Amazing Race. It was a neck-and-neck race between yourselves and the sisters throughout the whole leg in Miami, Florida. But I want to know, how many minutes after Keisha and Jen crossed the finish line did you and Big Easy arrive?
Come in here, guys.
Good job.
Flight time and Big Easy.
Team number 1.
Unfortunately, you got beaten out by a better team today. You're the 2nd team to arrive here at the end of this amazing race. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What was going through your mind just now? Because you must have seen them ahead on the end of the bridge, and you guys must have just been putting everything into it.
7-mile bridge is really 7 miles.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a chance after mile 2.
What do you have to say to the winning team?
Well, we just want to say congratulations. I mean, they were the most consistent team throughout the race. They never struggled. They were never toward the bottom. They never finished first until it mattered. So we got beat out by a couple girls, but that's okay.
It was fun from start to finish. It was hard. You know, we laughed, we cried.
Let's go, baby! Bring it in.
We sang, we danced.
Who got the fire?
You got the fire.
Running with hay in the middle of India.
I had on the Speedo.
Work it, baby! Work it, baby! Shake it, baby! Shake it!
We did it all under one roof, baby, and I'm happy we did it.
Well, Keisha and Jen, I think they only were about 5 minutes ahead of us. The thing that actually cost us was the table setting. We were one of the first teams throughout the course of putting together the little RV. We were one of the first teams to get everything together, but the wind and stuff was blowing so crazy that you could see things flying away. But they told us that we had enough in order, but we were just missing one thing, which was the actual table setting. And once we went over and looked to see what Keisha and Jen had done to get the okay, we realized that that was the one thing that we had just been sitting on and we could have left before them. So the table setting cost us the money.
I'm trying to figure out what they're looking at.
The table.
What about the table? It set right?
Yeah, it ain't set right.
Oh, man. Yo, let's get it. Oh, let's go.
All right, now hold the fence up. It was the table.
Miss Rose. Here you go, Miss Rose. Oh, man. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Were you surprised the final challenge wasn't a memory challenge?
Yeah, I was surprised and happy. We did not want a memory challenge. Again, that was set up for us. It was physical. We were running. We had to put things together. It was tailor-made for us to win, but apparently it wasn't to be for us, and we get an opportunity to race again.
You certainly did. And now let's talk about that third race around the world, the Amazing Race All-Stars, which was season 24 and the second All-Stars edition of the Amazing Race. Brad fact, when you got the call flight time to be on the race again, were you taken back at all? Because at that point, there had never been a team asked back for a third time.
Oh, yeah. I thought they were BSing us. I remember getting a phone call, and I was in Argentina on tour. When I got the phone call, I saw 323 LA. The only other 2 times I've gotten calls from that numbers was to race. So, it kind of made my heart drop, and answered the phone and was like, hey, how's one of my favorite teams racing? That's what one of the casting people said. And, hey, doing good. Would you guys be interested in doing it again? We're like, absolutely. So kind of how it played out. We were excited for that third time's a charm, so to speak. Either third time's is charmed or 3 strikes you're out.
The All-Star season consisted of returning teams that originally ran the race during seasons 14 through 23. Now, to me, not all of the teams on season 24 were All-Stars in my mind, especially when comparing them to the caliber of teams from the first Amazing Race All-Stars back in season 11. But when you saw the entire lineup of teams for the Amazing Race All-Stars 2, were there any teams you were surprised to see as All-Stars?
No, I wasn't. I don't really know the whole casting process, but we're just happy to be there. That's something that you don't really think about, why did they bring this team or why didn't they bring that team? It's so hard to actually get onto the show that you're just actually happy to be there. Although we were competing against different racers, at the end of the day, it's a team of people racing around the world.
Were you excited or fearful that both Margie and Luke and Jet and Cord were also back for a third time?
I was excited. Although we did U-turn the Cowboys, we never had any issues with the Cowboys. And Marge and Luke, they were also people that we enjoyed racing with. We actually enjoyed racing with anybody. There weren't really any teams that we ever had any beefs with.
At the Leg 2 pit stop, 7 teams arrived at the mat within minutes of each other, and Phil said that this was the most teams ever at the mat at one time.
Oh, welcome to the Xiamen Island, Guangzhou, China.
Woo! Shay Shay!
Brendan and Rachel.
Yes.
You are team number 1.
That's the first time we've ever won a leg ever! Oh my God!
Margie and Luke, that would make you team number 2.
Good job.
Caroline and Jennifer, you are team number 3. I want to know what happened with the Express Pass.
We needed it. First off, assembling a car is a guy's thing. I have to give Jen a shout out. She is strategic playing. Today, working core to the Express Pass, my teammate has come to play.
Hey, great job. First like we've ever won. Thank you.
Okay, and another team. Are you kidding me?
It is a party. Oh, it's a party.
Dave and Connor, you are team number 5. Is that right?
5, no, 4.
4, I'm sorry. Team number 4. I'm getting confused. All right, and flight time and Big Easy, that would make you team number 5. And look who's behind you here. Jet and Cord, you are team number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if we've ever had so many teams at the mat at one time.
Oh, man, everyone's there.
Leo and Jamal, you are team number 7.
Do you think this was a flaw in the All-Stars race? Because compared with your other 2 races, season 24 seemed like the teams were bunched up way too often due to all the teams traveling together on the same flights and trains.
So what happened on this third time is that we were no longer able to purchase several tickets. So typically when we check into the counter, we'd say, can I get 2 tickets to Tokyo, for example? And then we would actually go and purchase more tickets if flights were going the same way, just in case something happened. But they tightened up the rules on this part of the race where you could only buy 1 ticket, and that was the flight that you had to take. And I think that caused teams to pretty much book on the same flights.
So the 7th leg of the race on season 24 was the 30th leg that you and Big Easy ran on the Amazing Race, making you the first team in Amazing Race history to ever compete on 30 legs. Brad fact.
Here we go. Bye to the Eternal City.
Here we go.
We are about to start our 30th leg of the Amazing Race, and we're pretty excited about it.
Taxi!
We're halfway through the race, and for most of the first half, we've been kind of toward the back. But the last couple legs, we really feel like we've ran, great legs. We're confident in the way we're racing, and like we always say, we just have to be one team. The eternal city is Rome.
Going on to All-Stars, did you think about that milestone? It was one of your goals to make it to your 30th leg?
Yeah, that is something that we thought about. We did realize that being a team that coming back for the third time and having gone for the first two times, that there's no team in Amazing Race history that have run as many legs. And that was one of the things that we wanted to do as far as win. We wanted to win and be the team that ran the most legs ever in Amazing Race history.
And unfortunately for your sake, the record has since been broken and is now held by the Afghanimals, Leo and Jamal, who ran the race for their third time during season 31 and have run a total of 34 legs. Brad fact.
Yep, I watched them and I saw the record go down, but Leo and Jamal, they're one of my favorite teams.
Were you hoping for a Leo and Jamal victory on their third time around?
I was rooting for Leo and Jamal absolutely 100% of the way.
Leg 7 was also a scary leg for you and Big Easy because you barely made it to the mat before Jessica and John to avoid elimination.
Go with it, go with it. Let's go. Hurry, fight!
I gotta get it on that postcard. I got the answer. I wrote it down on the piece of paper that I had, but I had to run down the steps first to get an empty postcard.
Okay, someone's behind you. I'll say it if you make me say it.
Thank you. That's it, John.
Jamal, you the man.
Warning, last team may be eliminated.
Let's go. Let's get this lead on them. Come on. They behind us. They right behind us.
We got it. Let's go.
John, run!
Where are the Globetrotters? There they are. We can catch up to the Globetrotters.
Let's keep a job. I know you're tired. We know you're stuck.
John! Stay positive. We got this.
They got it. Herb, let's go.
It's right there, Jess. Straight ahead.
Good job, man.
Release. Turn around and get these guys running. Foot race.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah! Come on, John. Faster! Come on, Johnny. Come on, John. John, hurry.
Flight time.
John, come on, John.
Jess.
No!
You almost got us.
Came out of nowhere, didn't
She came out of nowhere. Where she caught us?
Leo and Jamal, you're team number 5. Flight time and Big Easy, team number 6. Jessica and John, I am sorry to tell you that you are the last team to arrive, and you have been eliminated from the race.
When you were completing the roadblock at the Spanish Steps and you and John received the correct number from Jamal, did you think you were running to the pit stop to get 6th place? Or did you think Caroline and Jennifer were behind you because they had to complete a speed bump during that leg in Rome?
Oh, yeah, I thought there was still a team behind us, but that's something that we didn't want to risk. We just know that we had to beat the team that we can see behind us. So that was why it was important for us to run to that finish line as fast as we could.
And unfortunately, in the next leg, you ended up getting eliminated in Orvieto, Italy. Your worst ever finish, sadly. You only made it to the 8th leg and you finished in 6th place.
You got it done, Picasso?
We faced a little bit of adversity, but at the end of the day, we stayed positive, we motivated each other, and we completed the challenge.
And this is for you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. We want to continue racing, keep our head up. No matter what happens, if we do go out, we want to go out as the racers that we are.
It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
Team number 3.
Welcome to Orvieto, Italy.
Thank you, Marco. Flight time and Big Easy, I am really sorry to tell you that you are the last team to arrive, and unfortunately, you have been eliminated from the race.
It just wasn't our day. It wasn't our time, but we had a good time. I think I had as much fun this time that I did the previous time when we made it farther.
What are you going to remember about this particular race?
I mean, it's hard to think about everything right now. I mean, overall, it's been 31 legs of an amazing race and, nothing but great memories. And we must be doing something right if we got a chance to come back and do it 3 times.
Guys, we're going to miss you. Thank you for giving it everything.
We appreciate it as always.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Marco. Oh, okay, give me a high one there.
Yeah, go for that one, Marco. Come on, get up there. Get up there.
Just got to keep on moving. We look forward to seeing all our fans in arenas. Don't bring any donkeys. Don't bring any DJ tables. We don't want to see no sewing machines, none of that. Just come with your smile, come ready to have a good time, and we can talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. You just come and tell me good job and bring some cookies.
Were you surprised that you weren't U-turned on leg 8?
Yeah, I was surprised. With the team's experience that they had, I was surprised that they didn't U-turn us when they had an opportunity to. But as it stands, they didn't need to. We U-turned ourselves by not being able to complete the task.
Had you not struggled at the donkey detour, do you think you could have caught up with the other teams?
Yeah, I think that we could have. We could have got smoothly through that. Actually, if we could have just got those donkeys to make it around in the right amount of time the first time, that would have been great, and we could have made it to the next leg. But the donkey was not excited to have Big Easy on his back, and fortunately for us, we had to switch and go to something that we were not really good at, and that was solving a puzzle or putting a donkey together. We still thought there was a chance, but at that point, we're still realizing that we're at the back, and that's when you start wishing for a non-elimination leg. And unfortunately for us, that was not the case, and that would be our last race to that point.
Despite finishing in 6th place, are you happy that you decided to run the race for a 3rd time?
Oh, yeah. When they call you back, you just realize that it's a great opportunity that a lot of people don't get to have, and we've been so fortunate to be able to do it 3 times, 3 once-in-a-lifetime opportunities.
Which of your 3 Amazing Race seasons was your favorite? And Flight Time, which was the most difficult for you?
I'd say my favorite one was the first one, and the second one was the most difficult.
From a viewer's perspective, I would say that season 18, your second race, was also the most difficult based on the challenges.
Yeah.
Aside from appearing on 3 seasons of The Amazing Race, you and Big Easy both appeared on a special week of the syndicated Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader back in 2010, playing to win money for charity. Yourself, Big Easy, as well as Ant Atkinson, Special K Daly, and Dizzy Grant each played a game during the week-long celebrity edition of the show, and all of the money went to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Brad fact!
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Foxworthy, and welcome to a special celebrity edition of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? All right, kids, you ready to meet your new classmates? That's good, because we've got 5 of them today. They are called the Magicians of Basketball and have been entertaining audiences for over 80 years. We've got the Harlem Globetrotters in the house.
That was a lot of fun. Definitely was nice to be able to brag and say that I went through the board without getting any answers wrong, while at the same time being able to raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
And out of the $45,000 raised by the team on Fifth Grader, you won the most, Flight Time, $25,000. Brad fact!
Yep, and I definitely let them know about it, too.
Was there any thought in your mind to go for the $250,000 top prize so you could officially say, I am smarter than a fifth grader?
No, it wasn't. That was a good amount of money for that charity, and it would have been a big disappointment, a big letdown to drop all the way back down when I know that they could do really good things with what I had already accumulated for them.
So what was more nerve-wracking for you, Flight Time? Racing around the world for $1 million or answering grade school level trivia questions in front of all of America?
Oh, racing around the world for $1 million, easily.
Before going on Fifth Grader, did you study up on grade school topics to prepare?
No, none at all. There's not like a book or anything that they give you. Just go in with the knowledge that you've accumulated over the course of your life, at least hoping you can bring some of that back from your grade school days.
You and Big Easy also appeared on a special primetime Amazing Race episode of The Price is Right back in 2016. You were the first Amazing Race team to come on down with your superfan contestant, Catherine Dakota, and all three of you were team number 2 up on stage with Drew. Unfortunately, you, Big Easy, and Catherine were close to winning just about everything. When playing the pricing game Any Number, Catherine missed winning the car by just one number. Catherine almost spun $1 on the wheel during her first spin, even though she did end up making it to the showcase. And in the showcase round, Catherine lost by about $2,000. Brad fact.
Here it comes from the Bob Barker studio at CBS in Hollywood. It's The Price is Right. Catherine Dakota and Amazing Race teammates Flight Time and Big Easy. Come on down. How about another prize you've been on, George? And now you can track your Amazing Race with these new running watches. Keep an eye on your distance, pace, and time on these 3 smart watches, which each feature built-in GPS. All right, back to the go. You guys are first. $450. $450. Good answer. All right, good luck. Catherine, Flight Time, Big Easy? $750. $750. What do you guys say? $950. $950. Chris? $5.50, Drew.
$5.50, gotcha. Let's just go in the old clue box. Actual retail price, $890. Come on up here, Captain. Right over here. You guys recognize this mat, right? Yeah.
We got eliminated.
Very familiar.
This mat.
Oh, no, yeah, I know. Well, you're not going to be eliminated today.
Hopefully we win.
Yeah. Let's find out what you're going to win. Go ahead, George.
Catherine, we've got a new tablet and 2 pairs of headphones. Gain access to millions of shows, movies, songs, and more on this 16-gig tablet with a 10.1-inch HD display. And these sleek DJ headphones each have swiveling ear cups and plush, long-wearing cushions from the audio experts at Monster Products. But you know what? I bet Flight Time and Big Easy would much rather you race around in your amazing new car! 1.6-liter engine, continuously variable transmission, front-wheel drive plus armrest, and interior accent lighting. It's the Nissan Juke.
It's called any number. First number, the price of the car. First number is a 2. 10 spaces, 10 numbers, 0 through 9. 1 number in each space. None of them repeat. And whatever you fill in first, that's what you win. Give me a number that's in the price of the car.
A 3?
How about a 3? No, piggy bank.
Oh. Okay, that's okay.
You don't want that.
That's okay. That's okay.
Think about it. Deep breath.
2.
2. No! Oh, man.
The 0.
0. Yeah, it can't be 0, I hope. Not 32 cents. Headphones and tablet. 1. Yes! Yes! You got one. 3 more to go.
5. I think these are like a 9 or something.
How about a 5? Yes!
How about the 9?
4, 6, 7, 8, or 9? 9. Yo, man. 1 more to go.
Hold on.
21,000 car. 4, 6, 7, or 8. 4, 6, 7, or 8.
7.
Let's go for the car. 7.
Oh my God.
Well, you're going to win something on this next one. 4, 6, or 8.
What do you think, Big Easy?
Well, I think...
You tell me.
I don't think the headphones and tablets are going to be 4, 7.
That's 6,
Well,
7,
I think
8.
it could be 6, 7. I think it's 8.
I'm gonna go 8. I'm gonna go 8.
Here we go. She said 8.
Six, right?
Well, you got tablet headphones. That's nice. We'll be right back with more Price is Right. Prime time. The Amazing Race starts with this, folks. Welcome back, everybody. Let's spin this wheel, shall we? Send somebody to the showcase round. Catherine, come on over here. You're first. You guys can shout encouragement to her. She spins the wheel. Here we go. Who do you want to say hi to?
I'd like to say hi to my sister, my mom, my dad, my brothers, my son, my boyfriend. I also want to say thank you so much to Big Easy and Flight Time. They are amazing. I watched them all season 15.
Stop! You hate when that happens. Spin it or keep it? She's going to spin it.
Spin it.
I have to ask. Part of the rules.
Round the rim and out. I like that.
Part of the rules. You guys want to say hi to someone?
Yeah, I want to say hello to my mom. She loved the show. Hello to Vicky. I want to say hello to my mom, my wife, and my kids, Tasia and Tiana. My wife, Amy.
Hi, everybody. Come on. Get to 80. 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 95! 95!
You got it, man.
95. Robert, you ready to find out? $30,000. Actual retail price, $36,901. Off by $6,901. Catherine, you bid $18,500. Actual retail price, $27,485. Difference of $8,999. Got it.
I personally have always dreamed about being on The Price is Right, so I'm sure it must have been so much fun for you to be a part of an Amazing Race episode of television's longest-running game show.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, after we did our first season of The Amazing Race, we actually went on to The Price was Right, and we were models, so to speak, representing showcases. So just to be able to go back again and actually be on the stage and try to help our contestants win was a lot of fun.
You got the full Price is Right experience. You got to be a model and a contestant.
What more can I ask for?
Now that you have played on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader and The Price is Right, are there any other game shows you would want to play?
Yeah, I'm ready to play yours right here, right now. I'm ready to play the game that you got ready for me to play.
Well, I can't think of a better segue than that. Flight Time, it's time for my favorite portion of the game show. It's time for the Game of the Day.
Game of the Day.
And as I mentioned at the top of the show, you're going to play a game all about your 3 adventures racing around the world. So hopefully our Amazing Race conversation brought back many memories of your travels. This game is called Which Race Is It? Which race is it? And here's how the game works. I will read you a statement that pertains to one of the 3 seasons of The Amazing Race that you and Big Easy competed on. After I read the statement, all you have to do is tell me which Amazing Race season that statement is referring to. Season 15, Season 18, Unfinished Business, or Season 24, All-Stars. The statements could be about any aspect of the race, including challenges, other teams, pit stop placements, and leg locations. And keep in mind, the statements don't necessarily have to pertain to you and Big Easy. I have a total of 14 statements, and Flight Time, if you can answer 7 of the 14 statements correctly, you will cross the finish line first and be declared a winner. So Flight Time, you may have lost the Amazing Race 3 times, but are you ready to redeem yourself by winning this game of Which Race Is It?
Let's do it.
Then let's play Which Race Is It? And Flight Time, here comes your first statement. This season traveled to a country that has only been visited twice in the history of The Amazing Race, the second time being in season 30.
Would that be Liechtenstein?
So does that mean you're saying your answer is The Amazing Race 18?
Yes.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. Liechtenstein has only been visited during season 18. The correct answer is The Amazing Race 15, and the country is the Czech Republic. Brad fact.
Oh man, you're better at this game than I am.
Don't worry, we'll get one. Here we go, next statement. This season featured an episode titled Down and Dirty, which was a quote said by you during that episode's leg.
Down and Dirty. Let's see, when did we get Down and Dirty? I'd say that was season 18.
It was season 24. Down and Dirty was the 6th episode title. The leg took place in Sri Lanka, and you said the quote while performing the Sheets Detour. Brad fact.
I'm getting down and dirty. I'm getting down and dirty.
I don't even remember that one.
Next statement. Of the 3 races that you competed on, this race is the only one in which you did not perform 3 roadblocks in a row.
Would that be season 24?
No, that was season 18.
All right, I'm great at this.
On The Amazing Race 15, you performed the roadblock during legs 2, 3, and 4. And on The Amazing Race 24, you performed the roadblock on legs 1, 2, and 3. Brad fact. Next statement. Of the 3 races that you competed on, this is the race that traveled the least amount of miles during the race course.
Season 24?
Season 24 is correct.
All right.
Yeah, The Amazing Race 24 only traveled approximately 23,000 miles. The Amazing Race 15 traveled approximately 25,000 miles. And The Amazing Race 18 traveled approximately 40,000 miles. Brad fact. Flight Time, you're on the board. You have 1 correct answer. And here comes your next Amazing Race statement. This race was the only one you competed on that did not visit the most visited Amazing Race country.
All right, let's see. Was this season 24?
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. The most visited Amazing Race country is China, which you did not visit during season 15. Brad fact.
Oh, okay.
Here comes your next statement, Flight Time. All 3 Amazing Race seasons that you competed on traveled to a European country for the first time in the show's history. This is the only one of the 3 seasons that featured a pit stop in the new European country.
Would this be season 15?
Season 15 is correct.
All right.
Season 15 traveled to Estonia, where there was a pit stop in leg 9. Season 18, you traveled to Liechtenstein in leg 9. And season 24 featured a stop in Wales during leg 11. But both of those countries did not contain a pit stop. Brad fact, you now have 2 correct answers. Next statement. A pit stop location during this race was featured on a previous race where teams had to climb the location's steps to find their next clue.
Find the steps to get your next clue. That was in season 18.
Unfortunately, that's incorrect. It's season 24. The Batu Caves in Malaysia was the pit stop during leg 4, and it was a route info destination during season 11, the first All-Star season. Brad fact.
Oh, okay.
Next statement. This race traveled to the country where the first American season of Survivor was filmed.
Is that season 18?
Unfortunately, it was once again season 24. The country was Malaysia, and specifically Borneo in Malaysia. That's where the first season of Survivor was filmed, and that's where you visited during leg 3 of Amazing Race All-Stars. Brad fact.
I didn't know that. I appreciate the education.
My pleasure. I'm always happy to share my Amazing Race Brad facts with actual amazing racers. All right, Flight Time, your next Amazing Race statement is... This race featured a detour with the options feed the fire or feed the buffalo.
Feed the fire or feed the buffalo. Season 18?
Season 18 is correct, and that detour occurred during leg 7 in India. Brad fact.
Okay.
You now have 3 points. Here comes your next statement, Flight Time. A pit stop location during this race was made famous in a 1965 Academy Award-winning movie.
All right, that was season 18.
That is season 18, correct. The leg 8 pit stop in Austria was the Villa Trapp, which was the original Trapp family home made famous by The Sound of Music. Brad fact. Flight Time, you now have 4 points, and you only need 3 more points to win. Next statement. On both legs 1 and 2 of this race, there was no detour featured, only a roadblock.
I'm trying to flash back to these first couple of seasons, so I am just going to roll the dice, and I'm going to say season 15.
Well, that was a lucky roll because season 15 is the correct answer.
All right.
You now have 5 points, which means you need 2 more correct answers in order to be victorious, and there are 3 statements left. Here comes the next one. This race featured a racer who would eventually go on to win a season of Survivor.
Oh, this was the twin. It was season 24?
Season 24 is correct. That's right. One of the twinnies, Natalie Anderson, went on to win the 29th season of Survivor, Survivor San Juan del Sur. Brad fact.
The winner of Survivor San Juan del Sur, Natalie.
You now have 6 points, which means you only need 1 more correct answer to win the game, Flight Time.
All right. 2 more questions, right?
That's right. You have 2 statements left, so you only need to answer 1 out of the 2 correctly, and this is your next statement. Of the 3 races that you competed on, this race featured an unaired U-turn.
An unaired U-turn?
Yes.
As in they didn't show it?
Yeah, so there was a U-turn on the race course, but it was not shown on TV.
All right, let's see. I don't know which one it is, but I am going to say that was season 18.
It was actually season 15. During leg 3 in Vietnam, Lance and Carey blind U-turned Sam and Dan, but Sam and Dan had already passed the U-turn point. So since they were unaffected by the U-turn, it went unaired. Brad fact.
All right.
So Flight Time, it all comes down to the last statement. Get this right, and you win this game. Of which race is it? Of the 3 races that you competed on, it's the only one that traveled to Oceania.
Well, I'm going to have to roll the dice again and say season 18.
Well, Oceania is a geographic location that includes Australia, and you traveled to Australia during season 18, which means season 18 is correct. You got it!
All right, all right.
Congratulations, Flight Time. You have won this game. Of which race is it?
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. It's always nice to win. I finally won something related to the Amazing Race.
Well, after running 3 seasons of the actual Amazing Race and being a contestant on an Amazing Race edition of The Price is Right, I'm happy and honored to know that my game was what finally gave Flight Time his first Amazing Race-related win.
I appreciate it, man.
And that was the game of the day. Which race is it? Which race is it? Well, Flight Time, thank you so much for joining me today on the game show to talk about your Amazing Race adventures. As someone who first started watching you on the race back when I was 12 years old, this has been a true honor and pleasure to chat with you about the show we both know and love. So thank you so much.
All right, man. I'm excited I could do it for you, man. And anybody that's watching the game show, I definitely advise them to go out and check out my book called Projects, Popes, and Presidents. It's available on Amazon as well as Barnes & Noble. Again, that's Projects, Popes, and Presidents. I'm on Twitter. I'm also on Instagram and all the other social media outlets. So feel free to contact me for any events. I do a lot of motivation speaking and things of that sort. So I'm fair game, and I'm ready to change some lives.
That's awesome. Well, I wish you a lot of success with your book. And Flight Time, you always have an open invitation to join me on the game show again if you want to talk some more or just play another Amazing Race-themed game.
I appreciate it.
All right, Flight Time. Take care, and thank you again for chatting with me about the Amazing Race today.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You as well. Bye-bye. Well, I started this episode with a pun, so I might as well end this episode with a pun. That's all the flight time we have for this episode of the game show. And yes, despite the eye rolling I know you're doing right now, you know deep inside that was funny. My thanks once again to 3-time competitor on The Amazing Race and former Harlem Globetrotter Herb Flight Time Lang for being my special guest today. Now, if you want to re-listen to this episode, as well as check out my other episodes devoted to The Amazing Race, featuring former racers Joe Baldessare and Bill Bartek, aka Team Guido, as well as Justin and Diana Sheeman, aka The Green Team, all you have to do is log on to www.soundcloud.com/Bradley_Clarke, that's BRADLEY_CLARKE/sets/The Game Show. That's www.soundcloud.com/Bradley_Clarke, that's BRADLEY_CLARKE/sets/The Game Show. Plus, don't forget to like The Game Show starring Bradley Clarke on Facebook and follow The Game Show starring Bradley Clarke on Twitter using the handle @TheGameShowBC and #TheGameShow. But of course, be sure to tune in next time for another exciting episode of The Talk Show, all about the world of television game and competition shows, The Game Show. I'm Bradley Clarke, the Bradster, and I've got to go attend to some unfinished business I have, aka finish binge watching another season of The Amazing Race. Bye for now. All of The Amazing Race cuts and sounds used during this episode of The Game Show are courtesy of the CBS television network.
This edition of The Game Show was created and produced by Bradley Clarke and was recorded at the WRHU studios. This is Austin Angelo speaking.
The Game Show is a Bradley Clarke production. Get your game on.